Did he just stab him? Damn. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel once again. My name's Ike. As always, really appreciate you all being here. And today I'm going to be getting into another one from REN. The tune I'm going to be reacting to is called Self-Portrait, and this is another part of his Vincent's Tale series. The last one that I reacted to from REN was called Sunflowers, and that was an excellent song, man, and a cool video too. So I'm stoked to check this one out and keep this Vincent's Tale saga going. Before we kick this reaction off, if you guys are enjoying the content, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really helps out with the channel, and it's greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's jump headfirst right into this one. This is REN with Self-Portrait. Back at the pub again. I love the continuity, how everything's connected. My guy's 3 sheets to the wind. Here we go with that guitar. Cool text. Whoa, cool camera work. Is that the dude from the Sunflowers video who looked like Van Gogh? He just snatched the guitar. Let me borrow this for a second.
Come on, let's have it, you miserable prick. I will do what I want, I will drink till I'm sick to my stomach. I'm sick of the same boring songs. I am sick of these pavements I find myself on. Great Britain, I hate you all. Say that with pride, it's my right to be violent when you fed me lies. I'm a rotter, a menace when I want to be, and I've worked for that right because nothing comes free. I have slaved all my life in the dull 9 to 5. I just rinse and repeat while I'm barely alive. Great Britain, I loathe you with murderous glee. I will do to this country what you've done to me.
Alright, and as usual, I'm just going to work my way through some parts of the song here and break down some things that I thought stood out to me. Firstly, I just have to mention how I love all the continuity here, man. How everything is just connected. Very cool, very creative. I like how this one starts back with him at the pub, you know, looking like he's probably like 6 times the legal limit here.
He's 3 sheets to the wind.
And unlike the last one, Sunflowers, which had a lot of different instrumentation to it, this one here is a bit more stripped down and just focuses more on the acoustic guitar again. And as always, I'm loving his playing. You know, a lot of the melodies that he plays on his guitar have like a old English kind of vibe to it. You know, something you'd hear like a medieval court composer play, you know? Melodies that he plays just give me that vibe here and there. And visually speaking, I love the camera work here and how they're like tilting and rotating the camera. It gives it a real interesting and cool effect and sort of amplifies the idea of intoxication. But the camera work and the cinematography here is excellent. And I'm pretty sure the guy, the Vincent Van Gogh lookalike here that he snatched the guitar from, is the same guy from the Sunflowers video. But I think it's funny how he just snatches the guitar. Well, let me take this for a second. I need to get something off my chest real quick. I like that melody that he's laying down here too, that boom, 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 boom. That's a cool melody. And once again, his acting is on point here, especially his physical acting. You know, how he's stumbling around and can't seem to find his balance. It's kind of Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin a little bit. And as always, I really dig his lyricism. You know, he's speaking facts. His lyrics, especially on this Vincent's Tale saga, have been extremely relatable to just like the average working class person just going through it on the day-to-day.
I have slaved all my life in the dull 9 to 5. I just rinse and repeat while I'm barely alive. Great Britain, I loathe you with murderous glee. I will do to this country what you've done to me. Destroy. I want to tear apart these buildings from the cinder blocks they stand. Leave this town in dust and rubble, make some trouble with my hands. I won't lie, I'm fucking wasted, but I wasted all my youth. And I've stayed so damn complacent, getting wasted is my truth. So my style of self-expression is a fist into the gut. It's throwing up upon these papers. Shut your fucking mouth, you slut. Banished angel, I am Lucifer. Might reign like Genghis Khan. Soon you will all know my name. I am the storm after the calm. I'm the victim of the victim list, the pill that makes you sick. I am chaos incarnate. Let's fucking have it then, you prick.
Man, it's crashing
now the
out.
rules of the street fight are simple. It's pretty much anything goes. Keeping the street pretty firm on your feet. It pays to be sweet on your toes. And fools they have fallen for clumsy mistakes. Late to react, cop the fist to the face. Now the rules of the street fight are simple. Break that little prick's nose. Throw a punch, you swallow it, follow it, grab the collar, quick hollow tip like karate kick, martial art master, spark a bitch, park a fist on the landing strip, carnage, it finds the cartilage, karma serve like a carbonated cola on the crucifix, kill. Vincent wanna kill, who blood gets spilled, move double that rude boy, kill or be killed. Do it for the fun, blood, do it for the thrill. Blue lights, boy, run, blue lights, boy, chill.
Crazy. Did he just stab him? Damn. Man, the camera work in this video is fantastic. And another thing that's cool about this particular video is that there's more characters involved. Like he's bumping into people on the streets and he's like having these like belligerent interactions. So that's interesting how he's introducing more people into the video. And I love the guitar switch up here, how he goes into that little chaotic run where he hits that destroy, that destroy. That's interesting, man. The amount of different change-ups that he typically goes through in each of his songs, like in regards to his guitar playing, is nuts. You know, it always seems like there's at least 3 different like acoustic guitar change-ups that he goes through in each of his songs. And I just find the chaotic nature of this particular scene to be really interesting, man. Like he's crashing out here. And he's like, I am chaos incarnate. There you go, right there. And he's so good at matching his guitar melodies with whatever type of feeling he's trying to express to the viewer. He's really good at doing that. I like how he says prick too, how he accentuates the P. Prick!
You prick!
Brits like that word prick, that and cunt, you cunt. And then it's cool how he transitions into this like street fight section, you know, where he's about to throw down with this dude in the alleyway here. And just before they're about to throw down, he's playing like this kind of really pleasant melody, this little like prelude melody.
Now the rules of the street fight are simple. It's pretty much anything goes.
And And then it's cool when they start fighting. First of all, I like the camera work. Once again, I like how they have like the hands in front of the camera, giving it like that first person perspective, you know, that's pretty interesting. But then I like how his guitar switches up yet again into a more chaotic riff, you know, to match the action.
Kill, Vincent wanna kill, who blood gets spilled, move double that rude boy, kill or be killed.
And I think it's hilarious how he just keeps the melody going while he's continuously throwing front kicks. And I did not expect this fight leading to a stabbing. That caught me off guard a bit. And I also like the camera work that immediately follows that. How it's doing like this really cool tracking shot throughout the street and it's kind of rotating and spinning and stuff. That's really cool camera work. Man, the camera work in this video is fantastic. Nice.
So it goes in the absence of the light. The devil sows a seed in our mind. Vincent was shaken, run from the law, hide from the bacon, crouch on the floor. The court to omit him, hate the world spits on him, rapes him, hits him, kicks him when he's down, and that shapes him. He hears the sound of a copper, hot upon his tail proper, Vincent off his rocker. Bothered by the lie that Britain sold him, what a shocker. Where greedy eat the poor, a holy war, the chosen prosper. But some are never chosen, they stay frozen in the locker.
Yeah.
Destined to survive in 9 to 5 and watch the clock, but don't think about reality, my little happy shopper. A brand new show on Netflix to distract you from the horror. And swallow all your morals for a retweet or a follow. And shadow ban the problem man, a soul for $1. And keep the fight amongst yourself, don't think about the squalor. The systems don't impose it or the rules that we all honor. And fuck it, Vincent cooked to boiling point, he's cannon fodder. So what's the use in running, he's already in the locker. He's careless with his actions now, a clumsy motherfucker. He turned to face his fate, cause fate's a bitch and none will stop her. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3". Was his first day back at work after a time of absent leave. Working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he'd see was our boy with a guitar, bruised and battered on his knees. But Richard lived in caution now, tormented by his past, not so quick to find a trigger.
And then of course he unleashes another interesting guitar melody. And I love the vocals on this part. I love how he hits that "so it goes."
So it goes in the absence of the light.
I like how he's projecting on these particular vocals, you know, I'm really digging the aggressiveness in his voice. He had a couple lines in Sunflower, a couple scream type vocals where he really belted it out that I wasn't used to hearing in any of his previous songs that I heard.
War rains down.
And this is just another example of that. And then again, he introduces another interesting melody. This one's got like a little bit of a reggae vibe, like some of his other tunes.
Vincent was shaken, run from the law, hide from the bacon, crouch on the floor.
You know, and I'm aware now that that's really nothing new to him. A lot of people in the comments have been telling me that, you know, he plays a lot of reggae influenced music and stuff. So it makes perfect sense. And I also like this little part here when he sits down and he plays this little run where he lays down these interesting vocals. When he hits that "when he's down" and that shapes him.
And when he's down and that shapes him.
That that type of stuff, he does that quite a bit. That's really cool. I also think it's interesting too how they choose to zoom in and focus on the bottle that he used as the weapon to stab that man with. You know, and then of course I think it's really interesting how it transitions into the story of this police officer Richard, you know, how he starts sort of telling the tale of this man. You know, as I've mentioned before, just fantastic storytelling and lyricism.
Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3". Was his first day back at work after a time of absent leave. Working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he'd see was our boy with a guitar, bruised and battered on his knees. But Richard lived in caution now, tormented by his past, not so quick to find a trigger, not so fast. But Richard was a righteous man who lived inside the law. So he leapt upon poor Vincent and he cuffed him to the floor.
Wow. Man, just another brilliant song and video from him. Ren is just a superb artist, you know, like what else can you really say? All right, that was Ren with Self-Portrait, part of his Vincent's Tale saga. As usual, man, that was absolutely awesome. Really loved everything about that, from the visuals to the music. I'm loving all these highly conceptual, thematic, interconnected pieces. They're so interesting and really just a breath of fresh air. But you know, in typical Ren fashion, I really enjoyed all the different diverse type of guitar melodies that he was laying down. I liked how he introduced more people into this video. I thought that was really cool. He was having some really chaotic interactions, but nonetheless, it was interesting. It just seems like with each new video, like things get a little bit more expansive, you know? And the camera work on this video was probably the most complex that I've seen so far. And yeah, overall, just another fantastic Ren tune to add to my reaction catalog. And as always, I really appreciate you guys, the Renegades, leaving your insights and your suggestions in the comments. And if any of you are interested in checking out any more of my Ren reactions, I've got a Ren playlist up on my channel that you can go check out. And I want to thank you guys for checking out my latest Ren reaction here. Catch you all in the next one. Till that time, peace.